Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Hopefully you're with us if you set your clock ahead over the weekend. Lost another hour of life. Just, I hate it. I hate it like poison.
But you get it back, Pat. You get it back.
We got to stop this merry-go-round. Why? Why? You know, people, mothers, when we talked about this a while ago, were like, well, my kids are right in the bus stop in the dark. Well, yeah, that's what's happening right now. Right now. I woke up Sunday morning. It was dead dark outside. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was pitch black. And it was 6 in the morning. It was 7. It was 7 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Usually light by now in Texas. But nope. Like midnight, it was dark. And then an hour later, you know, at 8 o'clock. Now it's light. You want your... I don't know. That seems like the weird... and the weird way to go for the kids waiting for the bus in school, right? I don't know.
I'm doing a poll right now, which will be at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. If people want to partake.
I'll tell you this. The people in my orbit hate it. Maybe that's why they're in my orbit, because
I was just going to say
we're like-minded.
Are you in your echo chamber?
I hate daylight saving time. And is it possible to bring in the crops, though, if we don't have that extra hour of light? Can we still bring in the crops? I don't know. Damn, my alfalfa is not doing well this year.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to mess with the alfalfa crop.
I don't.
That's when it gets
don't.
I lost my alfalfa.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's because we didn't go to daylight saving time soon enough.
Soon enough, yeah.
Yeah, that extra hour would have saved it. Dang it.
Shoot.
How about your oats? Your oats doing okay?
Gone. No, they're all gone.
No? Oh, wow.
I have to restart.
You lost the whole crop.
The whole crop.
You know, that sucks. That's just not right. We're going to go through some of the scenarios. Is it meteorologists that came up with
yes.
Daylight saving plus and minuses
I got it right
and
here.
all of that?
Yeah. This was sent to me. And it's a meteor. Tim Buckley in Greenville, North Carolina came up with a plan. Well, not a plan, but 4 scenarios. So
okay.
We're going to let you vote on that first before we go over them all. And just go to @PatUnleashed on Twitter. But yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah.
In the meantime, we've got a brand new bingo card, and it starts in the when you get bingo, either could happen across, down, diagonally, but when you get 5 in a row, you be the first to call 888-900-3393. You win $30 worth of merch from PacRayShop.com and the Kexi cookies from Kexi.com. Starts in the upper left-hand corner with "I Will Not Abide." Then Jeffy, first of all. Caller Bill.
Ain't no need to be rude, Pat.
What we figured? What year was that? It was a really long time ago.
Gosh, bro, that was.
Oh, that was Pat and Stu.
And that was somewhere between 2012 and 2016.
Okay, so a long time ago. Chris mentions.
Oh yeah, I got a money making scheme.
Okay. Pat says, "Don't you know me?" I'm guessing that's
the voice
supposed to be in the Jimmy Stewart voice.
Let's do it right.
Mary, don't you know me? Don't you know me, Mary? Then I say the borrowed phrase from Stu, suboptimal. I don't want to take credit for that. That is a Stu thing for a long time now. Lib meltdown video in a car.
That's where they always occur.
It's great. Speaking of car, it wasn't really a meltdown, but Keith had this. Somebody sent you the teacher, or did you just stumble across it on TikTok?
Awesome.
The teacher talking about Ukraine?
Somebody sent that to me.
Holy cow. Can we post that, or is that not doable?
We could do overtime.
We could do that in overtime, yeah.
All right.
Let's do that in overtime.
Yeah, we'll talk about it because it is fascinating. Well-researched, well laid out.
Is it factual?
I think it's
I looked up enough of it to be convinced that it was.
Yeah. Then we have Keith.
Go make the sex with yourself.
This. Ouch. Jeffy uses his hand as a map. Cornyn says,
Inshallah.
For no apparent reason. Nobody knows why or where that came from.
Inshallah.
Bizarre. Which one is more bizarre? That or God Save the Queen, man? I don't know. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Then I say a certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. Mention a jihad of mine. Could be one of several. Keith has a list over there.
Oh, yeah, whole list over here.
Looks encyclopedic.
Sorry, Pat and I are just, Chris and I are just confused that you skipped that you're not judging people's souls.
Oh, did I skip it?
Yeah.
Oh. Go make the sex. Where did I skip that?
It's third row, second column.
After Inshallah.
I'm not judging their soul, but.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're done.
All I'm saying is you're going to burn in the fires of hell.
Okay.
That's what usually follows up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's weird that I just skipped right over to...
Because you don't want to judge.
Right.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Thank you. I knew there was a good reason for it. Fetterman says... No. The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles. No.
Poor fella.
But he's healed a lot since then. He's recovered quite nicely. Keith says...
usually we talk about a British comment or so of sorts.
Then the...
Avocados from Mexico.
Yep, which you're soon going to have, apparently, or not. We don't know.
Yeah.
And an extra tax on them coming in. Yes, no, yes, no.
Sure, he's got a plan.
Yes. No. I think it's no right now, right?
Right now it's no, yes.
We're waiting.
But it's
right
also, it could go higher than the previous yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
we have a
let's
tree.
pick one.
You can talk about this for the next year. Just, whatever.
Yep. Let's just either do it or not. I'm ready for that now. Because they're not going to, if we switch back and forth like this, they're not going to take us very seriously. So, and I know he's probably getting hammered from both sides. Do it, don't do it. You're going to ruin the economy. The economy depends on it. I'm sure he's getting all of that.
Stock market is not pleased by
they
this
don't
back
like
and
it.
forth right now.
They don't like it. Jeffy calls Chris a gay card. Almost a free square. Trump says...
Russia.
And I guess that's a play on the Marsha
I
thing
think
from
so.
the Brady
It's never been
Bunch.
explained that I know.
No, but he's always...
It's got to be.
He picked it up and just kept doing it. I say all up in here because I'm just that hip. Chris mentions...
My chickens.
Your chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, your chickens. How are they doing?
They're doing great.
Are they a little chilly this morning?
They were a little chilly,
nippy out there.
But I'm so excited. They're laying eggs, man.
No, are they?
Oh, man. They have nonstop.
I need to bring you $5, bro.
Yes, you do.
I got it.
Okay. Then I talk about wailing and weeping and gnashing of teeth. The Turtles song.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Keith.
That's comedy gold.
And then I call Chris a Territorian. Another practically free square.
That's another free square.
Yes, very much so. Let me tell you about preborn. What do Andre Bocelli, Steph Curry, Justin Bieber, and Tim Tebow all have in common? Well, all their moms were encouraged to end their pregnancies while they were pregnant with those people.
Wow.
Incredible, isn't it? When a woman faces an unplanned pregnancy, she's a lot of times pressured to end her child's life. She wants to make the right choice, but society and those around her oftentimes are telling her that her baby is not a life. It's a clump of cells. It's it's a bunch of broccoli in there. I mean, there's just no respect for human life. But Preborn and their network of clinics offer compassionate, loving care to mothers and the support they need to help them choose life, including a free ultrasound. It's only $28. And when the mother hears their child's beautiful heartbeat and sees the baby in the womb, she's twice as likely to choose life. So if you consider yourself pro-life, please join forces with Preborn. Together, we can empower women to choose life. Motherhood transforms families and futures. One ultrasound, $28, and $140 will help to rescue 5 babies. When you donate monthly, you receive stories and pictures of lives you help to save. Please dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or just visit preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Something really tragic going on in Syria right now. Whew, man. I mean, if it's not one place, it's another. lately. They're calling this revenge, some kind of revenge massacre. The death toll from the 2 days of clashes between Syrian security forces and loyalists of Bashar Assad and revenge killings that followed has risen to more than 1,000 people. It's one of the deadliest acts of violence since Syria's conflict began 14 years ago. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said in addition to 745 civilians killed, mostly shootings from close distance, 125 government security force members and 148 militants with armed groups affiliated with Assad were killed. It added that electricity and drinking water were also cut off in large areas around the city of Latakia. So all of this erupted on Thursday, and it marked a major escalation in the challenge to the new government in Damascus. 3 months after insurgents took over after Assad was removed from power. He wound up, I believe, in Moscow, right? He fled to Russia.
I think that's right, yeah.
So just more strife in the Middle East.
Yeah, some of the videos out of there is just so disturbing.
Really? Oh, yeah, you can't unsee them, so be careful with what you watch. Plus, we've got fallout from how the Democrats behaved during the president's speech last Tuesday night.
It's interesting. This is really not going away for them.
Good. It shouldn't. It's despicable the way they act. It's like petulant children, but that gives petulant children a bad name.
Yeah.
So it's so much worse than that. It seems to trivialize it a little bit, calling them that. Congressman Gabe Ammo of Rhode Island.
It's a cool name, at least.
Yeah.
Gabe Ammo.
He was a guest on C-SPAN, and one of his constituents called in.
Do you have to do a mental health evaluation? Because I'll tell you, looking at what you disrespectful, not standing up for that kid the other day who survived cancer, and all those angel moms. I was a Democrat from Massachusetts. Pocahontas' home state. I travel the country now, and I went to where woke dies, Florida, and you have lost the people. Let me tell you, I travel the country. Your message is not resonating, okay? You're transgender, and you represent a small minority. And what you did with those paddles the other night and everything else and not standing up is disgusting. Okay. And I don't know how.
Thanks, John.
Oh, wait, I want to hear his...
Okay. Thanks, John.
Ain't no need to be rude, Pat.
Good stuff.
Oh, man.
Boy, that was, yeah.
Yeah, he gave him a beatdown.
Good.
He said it's not resonating instead of resonating.
Oh, right. Don't get hung up on that.
But let's not get hung up on that. But he's right, and I don't understand how they can't see it. I mean, I know you're going to oppose Trump, but you don't have to be this radical and extreme and ridiculous about it. I mean, they're just...
That's their principle, though.
It's political suicide that they keep doing this because the people are not on their side.
I love it.
Yeah.
Keep
I
it
do,
up.
too. And speaking of what went down Tuesday night at the Capitol, Congressman Al Green wants you to know that he's the real victim here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is invidious discrimination in the House of Representatives.
Invidious?
I'm a son
right
of the
now.
I'm sorry.
South.
Go pause it for a second.
Yeah, okay.
We really have to pause on
that's a good point.
invidious.
Yeah, there it is.
Is it
likely to arouse or incur resentment or anger in others?
It is a word.
Job.
I have never heard the word invidious.
All right.
Must be a word of the day.
Word of the day calendar. He's got one of those.
Yes, he does.
Yep. And what is it again?
Let's see. Likely to arouse or incur resentment or anger in others.
Okay. Let's start from the invidious beginning of this.
It's discrimination in the House of Representatives. I'm a son of the segregated South. The rights that the Constitution recognized for me, my friends and neighbors denied. I had to sit in the back of the bus, the balcony of the movie, drink from a colored water fountain, and my relatives who committed some crimes were locked up in the bottom of the jail. I I know what invidious discrimination looks like. The Klan burned the cross in my yard. I know what it smells like. I was in filthy waiting rooms, and I've been in places where I didn't want to be, and I know what it sounds like.
None of us have. We've never been in places.
So I know invidious discrimination.
He knows it.
And when the speaker decided that I would be
I think
removed,
that's 4, Keith. I think that's 4 Invidiouses.
Motion, this resolution to censure me. It became obvious to me that I was not being treated
invidious discrimination.
And candidly speaking, it is invidious discrimination.
I told you. We got there. Once he found the word, man, he was going to freaking use it.
Okay, if you own a word-a-day calendar, please let us know if Invidious was recently a word of the day. Because something's up. Invidious, get out of here.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so he's the victim.
Okay. Of course he is.
He was only escorted out because he's a black man standing up to a white man.
Yeah, not because he was interrupting the speech of the President of the United States repeatedly. That had nothing to do with it. If that would have been a white guy, he'd still be up there screaming at the president to this moment.
Wait, but the president is gone.
Yeah, he'd still be there.
Okay.
He'd still be there making his point. Wow. And Congressman Hank Johnson has figured out President Trump's plan for black Americans. I'll bet you this is invidious, too. What do you want to bet?
All of the ways in which they can kill public education, from defunding it from a federal level, and then also enabling state monies and local monies to flow into the private for-profit school setup that is ongoing. It's a recipe to make education unavailable to black people. And where does that then leave us? It puts us back to when America was great and we were picking cotton and all of it. We're doing productivity that they are putting my Latino brothers and sisters who migrate here to do that work because we are not suited intellectually to do it anymore.
Wait, what?
And but they would have us back.
Pause it. Is he saying we're too smart to pick cotton?
Yes,
is that where we're?
Are he saying that? Are he saying that Latinos are dumb, so they should pick cotton? Is that what he's saying?
I think it's the opposite. I think he said we're too sophisticated.
We're too sophisticated. We're too smart to pick.
Okay.
These people are just so butt stupid and racist. Wow.
My fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
Yeah. So those are among his concerns. You know, that we're too smart to pick cotton. And Guam might tip over and capsize.
I think if you back that up about 15 seconds, I think he's being invidious toward Latinos.
That could be. I don't know. Well, I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah. But go ahead and play that.
Who migrate here to do that work because we are not suited intellectually to do it.
But they
anymore. And but they would have us back confined to doing that kind of work. So we got to watch out for where we are headed. And it's the people that will save our democracy.
Yeah, we don't have a democracy.
Stop this movement
because nobody
towards
saved
the
it.
Past that Trump has.
No, is that what it was?
No need to get rude. See, because nobody rode to its rescue, and that's why we no longer have
a democracy.
Stupid.
Seems like it wasn't set up as a democracy at the very beginning.
Man, that guy sucks.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice to see he's out there still.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's good stuff.
It's a nice reminder that we've got some of the dumbest people in the world in our government.
Yes.
It's a good feeling, isn't it? Just to watch them work and listen to them.
They're not just in government. They're also on TV.
Oh, good. Like Sunny Hostin. She was really profound again. I mean, you could say this repeatedly about Sunny Hostin.
Gets redundant.
Here she is.
But it didn't unite them all because 10 Democrats voted to censure Green.
Wow. Yeah, because
do you want a list of the 10?
Do you want to hear their
I
name?
do.
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Let's hear them. These heroes.
Why go after them, too? Go after the
Because
Republicans.
they don't know how to fight and be part of an opposition party. Representative Green gave them the example. The Democrats are not meeting the moment. It is very clear that Medicaid is on the table. It is very clear that Social Security is on the table. It is very clear that people will die. The baby boomers, the civil rights generation, they knew what they had to do.
I can't take her stupidity. It's just mind-numbing. Again, he has said it a million times. It is not on the table. They might stop paying people who are 360 years old. That's possible. Do you want them to continue to pay dead people? Is that what you want? God, jeez.
Yes, Pat, to answer that question.
How much?
We can't remove the fraud? We can't even do that.
No, people are dying and
wow,
people are suffering. And what was the other thing she said? Oh, Medicare is on the table.
It's on the table. Yeah.
You want to hear the rest of this? Or are you done with her?
I don't think I can listen to it anymore. I think I'm done with her.
Okay.
I do want to see her beautiful home, though. I bet it's it's modest. Look at that.
This is Sunny Hostin's house. She went to Notre Dame Law School. Her son attends Harvard. She gets on The View every day and yells about how impressed she is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a nice looking
layer.
Well,
yeah. I mean, is it a castle in the south of France? No, it isn't.
It's approaching that
close.
Status.
It's close to a castle.
Yeah. Look at that. That looks to be, 20,000 square feet, maybe.
A big boy house for sure.
Wow.
Ooh.
So she has to make ends meet, though, because she's so oppressed on just $12 million a year at ABC.
Whew.
Wow. How do you get by, Sonny?
Oppress me.
How do you do it?
Hey, are y'all listening upstairs here at the Blaze?
You want to be oppressed to the tune of just $12 million a year?
I want to be oppressed.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
It was a fixer-upper, Pat, according to her.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Really?
It was a fixer-upper.
She actually said that.
Yes.
Jeez.
It was 10 bedrooms.
10 bedrooms?
10 bathrooms. 3.5, I believe it was.
3.5 million?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. The left really loves to recycle and they want sustainability. Are 10 people needing to use the bathroom at the same exact... If so, you better check and see what your cook put in the ingredients. Because nobody needs 10 bathrooms.
What's the square footage on that?
I'm trying to find that.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, this is invidious.
It sure is. I mean, the oppression that she's obviously experiencing. Oh, man.
I'm looking right now. 12,000 square foot.
12,000.
Yep.
Not bad.
Yeah. It looks bigger than that, though.
Yeah, it looks huge.
That's what you said?
It was the built for Governor Herbert Lehman.
Huh. And so where is it?
In New York.
It's in New York.
Yeah.
Purchase, New
York.
Okay, so Governor, what was his name?
Herbert Lehman.
Herbert Lehman. Yes. I just want to know when he was governor and see. So that's kind of an old house if he died in 63. Oh, 1920.
1920.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a fixer-upper, like she said.
Well, yeah, she
that's
probably
a Coolidge
remodeled.
era, man. Come on.
Wow, jeez.
20s? That's cool.
Incredible. But back in Congress, the Doge team continues to uncover some wasteful spending that they're going to scream about even more. And there's also outright fraud. Here's Congresswoman Katherine Clark.
I am angry today. I am angry what I saw that president of the United States who ran and had people vote for him because he said he was going to cut their costs. He was going to make sure they had a chance at the American dream, has come in with an unelected, richest man on earth and taken a chainsaw to everything we care about, everything the American people put their trust in him to do. It is a betrayal.
Oh, God.
It is a betrayal.
You might want to look at a poll there,
Let's not talk about decorum.
You might want to
when
just
the plot
check
is exposed and reiterated every single day. You take people's health care. You take our veterans' benefits.
Nobody took your veterans' benefits. Nobody.
And you do it all.
They are crafting a narrative
to give a tax cut to the very wealthiest people.
Good gosh.
Who won't even notice it, but whose greed knows no bounds.
She made up everything.
She sure did.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen to the lies?
I guess.
Okay.
So she's pissed. See, these elected folks are pissed that the jig is up while they're in office.
Right.
And now they can't get on that gravy train of corruption. But these are just headlines from over the weekend. Doge says $312 million in loans were given to children during COVID pandemic. $600,000 grant to study menstrual cycles in transgender men has been canceled.
Oh, my gosh.
Doge says government paying for 11,020 Adobe Acrobat licenses with 0 users.
Huh.
That's a computer program. So, I mean, it goes on. And those are just headlines. Kudos to Mike Lee calling for the defunding of PBS and NPR. Yes, please.
Wow.
But yeah, they're just angry because their hands in the cookie jar.
You bet.
When somebody turns the light on, and it was Elon Musk.
They're getting their hands slapped now.
Yeah.
Get out of the cookie jar. We've had enough of it. Enough is enough. But not to them, of course. They want this gravy train to continue forever.
Yep.
And they're so pissed off that you dare try to interrupt their graft. So it's been amazing to watch, though, because the polls continue to be good for this. The American people are with him. And unelected, gosh, where have they been during the George Soros reign of terror? How many times has he been elected in this country? Yes, you carry the one. None. 0 times. And yet he's funding all of their agenda.
Yeah, and their protests, too.
And their protests that are supposed to be so organic. We got more on Elon Musk's work with Doge and how some cabinet members may not be too happy with everything Musk is doing.
Yeah.
Talk about that report later. But the bottom line is that this is our money. And it's being spent in obscene ways. But Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants you to believe it's not your money.
And I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand that tax cuts cost money.
No,
we have to
they
pay for tax.
don't.
So every dollar that you spend in federal taxes is going to pay for some rich person's G-Wagon, and it's also going to cut an 8-year-old kids with autism's ability to access Medicaid. That's what they're putting on the table. That's what they're trying to make worse. And frankly,
just keep lying.
I don't care what party you are, we cannot stand for this.
No.
It's brutal, man.
Wow.
Just repeat
They've got
a lie.
no connection to the truth.
Nope.
At all. Wow, does she need a lesson in civics? Sorry, our tax dollars that's our money. That is not costing you, the government, anything. We just keep more of what belongs to us in the first place. Jeez.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is.
And you've said this, repeat a lie often enough, and it becomes the truth. I would love to have a man on the street interview with just 100 randos around the country and just ask them if they think, just ask them, do you like President Trump's plan to cut Medicaid? And just see how they respond. Because I bet at this point, people believe that now.
They do. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Because, they just keep saying
Democrats,
it over and over and over and over. And people start to think, well, it must be true. They say it every day. Yeah, that repeated lie works. It eventually does become the truth to some.
They are so effective at that.
They really are.
But I'd rather you just continually ask them to define what a woman is and if girls belong in, if men belong in women's sports. And let's keep the Democrats on their heels so that they don't have the opportunity to spin these lies.
Yeah, no kidding. 888-933-93. It's Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Man, we haven't even scratched the surface this morning. We'll dig a little bit deeper coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
here. Mr. Sean's tweets, the advent of electric lighting should have ended daylight savings time. Doesn't affect Jeffy, though. He wants everything to be in a dome. Certainly true.
That's awesome.
Also, by the way, thank you, Mr. Sean's, for the T-shirt. Sent us a fun...
Trump broke them. That's so good. I love
Isn't that great?
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you. Fake Tyler Morgan tweets, is invidious discrimination as insidious as regular discrimination? It's a really good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah. Seems even worse, doesn't it? The invidious is worse, I think, than insidious. Not just F tweets, is Representative Johnson afraid President Trump will place all non-whites on an island and make it capsize? I don't anticipate that. DMXDM, clearly Hank Johnson's intellectual peak was Guam. Mm-hmm. Clearly. From Giblets, if an aerial view of your mansion shows a cul-de-sac for a driveway, I doubt your level of oppression.
Such a good point.
Sure is. Also, over the weekend, Canada got themselves a new leader, right?
Yeah, it did.
I am so confused by this.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. It
Who's
doesn't.
the prime minister? Honestly.
It makes no sense.
Like a banker, I think it was.
This guy, Mark Carney, who's never been elected to any office ever in his life. He's 59. He's never been elected to office. He is the leader of Canada right now.
So an outsider, Pat.
Yeah, an outsider. Exactly.
But is he currently No, he's not current.
Takes over today.
That's where I'm confused.
Yeah, I think it's today. And then they expect him to call for a federal election. What a weird system that is. Why? Why don't you have set rules on this? Not leave it up to somebody.
I don't get it.
It's just
don't get it.
Really bizarre.
What's his name again?
Mark Carney.
Mark Carney.
Yeah, with a C.
Okay.
59. He won a stunning 85.9% of the vote cast by the Liberal Party members. So he's a liberal, and he's going to be running Canada instead of Trudeau, who just stepped down. So 150,000 people voted. And then I guess eventually they call for a real election, and the people decide they don't expect him to be in office very long.
So on Wikipedia, it says, assuming office TBD. Usually people update this stuff immediately.
Yeah.
So is it?
I don't know.
I seriously have no idea. I think that they're going to, it'd be wise if Canada was just without a prime minister until October. Is that when they're doing the election? But we don't,
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Here's his brilliant line, though. So Americans should make no mistake, in trade, as in hockey, Canada will win. F you. God, I can't. I just can't with these people today.
I feel like today your fuse is very short.
It's very short fused. Yeah, I don't know why. But
tell you what, man,
having a hard time with it.
This U.S.-Canada thing.
Yeah,
I've got a spiritual battle happening inside of me. I'll tell you that.
Really?
With my fandom of a Canadian hocky team.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Right.
This is hurting me a little bit.
Because you're a fan of
the Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did you see Connor McDavid's goal over the weekend?
I didn't. Yeah. I did not see Connor McDavid's goal.
He's the one that hurt us in the championship game against Canada.
Bastard.
Yeah.
I don't like him though. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like him.
Canadian jerk. Love you, Connor. I don't know, man. This is why don't Canada figure out who's running your country, and then we can talk
get back
about
to us.
Yeah,
get back to us. You'll win this trade war? Absolutely not. You won't.
I know.
You won't. There's just no way you can. It hurts you way worse than it hurts us, and there may be a little pain for us, but. What was it we saw as a portion of their GDP? Wasn't it?
Gosh.
I mean, it was big. It was really big.
Yeah, Mexico. Mexico depends on us more, though.
I think, Mexico's like 37% or something, and I think Canada was 17 or 18% of their GDP comes from us. And what was it? 2% of our GDP?
I had to go back and watch that.
Comes from our trade with other countries. So
mean, we've got our own maple syrup.
Right, we do.
We can do that for Vermont.
Right.
What else? We got bad beer. We don't need help from them.
No.
We got our own bacon. Good point, Joe, in the other room. We don't need your Canadian bacon.
No, we don't.
We got trees, right?
Plenty of trees.
We got oil.
Yes. The most oil on Earth, by the way. When you consider everything that we have, our reserves, our shale, all of that, it's more than Saudi Arabia, more than the Middle East.
I'm just trying to figure out what Canada has a lot
that we need.
That we need.
Nothing. What's happening is that a lot of the stuff that they send us comes from American manufacturers. Ford, GM, they're building cars in Canada because it's cheaper there. But that may not be the case soon. So they might not even have that any longer to send us. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. Speaking of the economy and the spending cuts, the National Institutes of Health held a rally on Friday. And Jamie Raskin, genius. I mean, so great.
It's funny.
Here's what Jamie had to say.
Guy.
I noticed that the Speaker's Chief of Staff was picked up on DUI the other night. They're not that into DEI, but they love DUI. We got to stop those DUI hires on Capitol Hill.
Not even his own stupid crowd appreciated that. They're like, okay.
What in the world? Wait, you beat cancer? You got a second chance at life, and that's the best? That's what you're going to do with your extra time? Is tell really bad puns?
Apparently.
Oh,
because they both start with D. So, did you see how clever that was?
That was funny stuff.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
DEI is DUI.
He's like the liberal Babylon Bee, the Onion, which I guess would be the Onion, right?
Hey, we can't get too far away from this. 76% of Canada's exports are to the United States.
76%.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with, you want to do whatever our guy says.
My gosh. But that accounts for how much of their GDP?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was 17.
I see. Yeah, okay.
But that's a lot.
19% of the GDP. Yep.
That's a lot.
Sure is.
Former NIH head Francis Collins sang a little song for us because we love the songs.
What is going on with this, man? Why are they singing again?
So good. That's because it's so good and it's so effective. How many people have been turned around by their songs?
Oh, my.
Almost everyone. We'll do a new poll on that, but I think it's almost everyone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Here's Francis.
We're joined together by this noble dream. We got that? So it's just all the good people, but the second line, part of this family, and the last line, we're joined together by this noble dream. Do that with me.
Do that with me.
This is a song for all the good people. Come on. All the good people. We're part of this family. This is a song for all the good people.
Wow, is that embarrassing?
Joined together by this noble dream. Well, this is a song for all of those dreamers. We're looking for answers to come our way. Scientists, doctors,
sing it with me.
Students, all seekers, we share in the hopes for a much brighter day. Come on now.
Everybody!
Yeah! For all the good
people.
All the good people. We're part of this family.
Yeah, good stuff.
The good people. We're joined together by this noble.
That's comedy gold right there.
Oh,
That's brilliant. And the best part of the whole video is the guy doing sign language to the song.
He was the only one singing along.
I love that.
Oh, man. And he actually brought a guitar to the rally. I'm gonna rock this place with my guitar playing.
He got inspired.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
Clearly.
we get inspiration. You grab the guitar, you're in front of the mic, and you just belt
You see
it.
the sound guy was like,
wow.
He plugged it in.
Yes.
I mean, it was every
oh crap! Forgot to
thing
plug it in.
that could go wrong did go wrong. I mean, right down to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and then he tries to explain it to the audience to get him to participate.
Right. Oh, I don't think
it's
that's
like,
happening.
Yeah,
If you have
no.
to explain the song,
No, I'm not gonna.
no one's gonna jump in, bud.
Not gonna do that. Sorry.
Oh my gosh! And that wasn't the only
Embarrassing.
singing?
No,
we
it was
got
not.
we got more
Oh,
singing
no.
at the NIH. We'll get to that in a second.
No.
First, if you're ready to optimize your nutrition this year, Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating easy. They're dietitian approved, and they're ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. Man, I love that. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared. So you just put it in the microwave, you heat it up for 2 minutes, and it's ready to go. And they're absolutely delicious meals. Such a great way. No cleanup afterwards. Fantastic. You can lose weight if you want on these dietitian approved meal plans. You would lose up to, say, 8 pounds or so in 8 weeks with Factor's keto meals. Based on a randomized control clinical trial with Factor Keto, results will vary, depending on your diet and exercise. But they have 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu every single week. So it's really easy to pick your meals tailored to your goals. You can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart if you want, Protein Plus, or Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and more. A lot of add-ons, too. So reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. Okay? So go to factormeals.com/factorpodcast. Okay? factormeals.com/factorpodcast. Use the code Factor Podcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. So that again is factormeals.factorpodcast, and then it's Factor Podcast for your promo code to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
I mean, this is Grammy stuff right here. Right?
Come our way, everybody! Doctors, students, fevers, hopes of a mighty brighter day.
Okay, don't act like you don't know this song.
I know it well.
Okay.
It's going to be in
Kind
my
of
head
demeaning
all
it,
day long.
You don't sing along the way it's intended to, Pat.
So good.
Yeah! Look at that, huh?
All right. Okay.
Good stuff.
Oof. That is really embarrassing.
I swear
they just have no shame.
I don't know.
None.
If you're a liberal, I swear you're hearing sounds differently in your head than everyone else.
Yeah. Well, you've got mental illness, so who knows what's going on inside.
Hard to hear
that,
through the voices, huh?
Really hard, yeah. But they had more singing going on at the NIH.
Okay.
Sing along with us.
Okay.
Oh, not again.
Yes.
What
yes.
the hell?
There we go.
This little light of mine.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh, the microphone is boycotting this.
Little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Ugh.
This little light.
I swear they think it's 1969.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Well, they want it to be, that's for sure.
Let it shine. Let it shine.
Let it
Science
shine.
lights away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh, I'm so glad Mercy was
Oh,
shown.
man, I wanted more. That's a new lyric.
Woo. Wow.
Science lights the day.
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
I bet that lyric was good, Chris.
Woo. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
There's something going on in their head.
yeah.
It ain't common sense.
No, it sure isn't. Speaking of big events in D.C. over the weekend, did we miss the big National
What do you mean
Women's
miss?
Day event?
Chris and I were out celebrating stuff.
Oh, dang, I missed it.
Oh, you missed it.
I missed it. Darn it, oh, dang. If only I could go back in time. Oh, dang it. Darn. Oh, wow. Darn.
He's
not
okay.
Like,
We should have.
hey.
I told you to invite him, man.
Like it's okay.
I can't believe you didn't.
I'm sorry.
always
I thought
next
you were
year.
busy. And
Man.
There's always next year.
Well, we got the highlights.
Do we have a highlight?
Yeah, we got
Okay.
a highlight reel for you. What
I
you
guess
missed
that'll
there?
have to do.
Okay.
This is explicitly a women's space. My name
What
is
are you doing
Joanne
in it
Benazi.
then?
My pronouns are she, her. I am a transgender woman who
okay.
for years
So you're a guy.
wished I could feel confident and comfortable on a stage like this.
And now you do?
I was closeted for 7 years, too terrified
gotta
to
be
begin
kidding
my
me.
transition in large part because of the narrative that has since been weaponized by the Trump administration
No.
that says that
Is
trans
it the
women
trans
are
or the Trump
actually
administration? One of
predatory
them.
men seeking to invade women's spaces.
Okay.
There are
Yeah,
far
you
more
are.
of us
Whoa.
than there are of them.
Negative.
What? No.
Never let them forget that.
No.
Negatory, Red Rider.
Wow. Good golly. United. Never be defeated. Seriously, it is 1968 or 69 to them. Wow.
They're not going back to what? The mental
Reality.
hospital?
They're not going back to reality. That's why they need to be in a mental institute.
Oh, nice hair, I guess. Or hat.
Hey, that rhymed. Did you see that? Hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. Clever.
What part of the country you want to give them? Wall it off?
California.
Canada. Let's give them Canada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Make it a territory, and we'll stick them in Canada.
I want them on an island, though. Let's
Greenland.
get this Greenland deal done and put them there.
Phew.
Oh, my gosh.
Man.
That's rough.
So bad.
The irony is I didn't see many women
No,
at the
I
National Women's Day.
I
And you
know.
wanted to go, Pat.
So a bunch
and
of
you wanted to
dudes.
join us.
I did want to go. Yeah. Yeah. That's really tragic that I missed that.
Hey,
Incredible.
ho, ho. Next year, Pat's got to go to the
Right.
National Women's
That
Day.
day, the event,
Hey, hey,
thing.
ho, ho.
ho. Woo-wee. All right.
Well, a lot of testosterone there.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets here for you. Lone Wolf 2965 tweets, like in hockey, Canada always wins, says the Canadian who has to travel to Florida if he wants to see the Stanley Cup.
That is such an awesome
That's
point.
awesome.
Yeah, and I looked up the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup was the Montreal Canadiens back in June of 1993. At that,
Some would see that as like 30.
It's been a while.
33 years. Did you say 2 or 3?
93.
Okay,
June
so
of 93.
32 years ago.
So what was happening at that time? Your number one song in the land was "That's the Way Love Goes" by Janet Jackson.
Wow.
Connie Chung joined Dan Rather as co-anchors.
All those were
on
good
CBS.
times. Good times.
And Ruth Bader Ginsburg in June of 1993 was nominated by President Bill Clinton to the Supreme Court. That's the last time a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup.
He brought back some painful memories there because we lost her. We lost her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That hurt.
There she is. We can keep her as a little
There she
finger
is.
puppet.
Okay. Sarah the Band. The hippies of the 60s protesting the government and the man became the government and the man, singing songs for the government and the man. You can't make this crap up. So good. Paco D tweets, when are the Dems protests opening on Broadway? Oh, God. It's a really good question. I'm sure super, super soon. Rowdy Introvert, I guess you can't defend your points of view with facts, logic, and or reason. When that can't happen, cringe singing is the logical next step.
Don't want that.
Hey, if you're looking for a gift that's really simple, but at the same time really stands out at Kexi, where my wife is baking up delicious cookies for you every day. Every cookie is made from scratch using high-quality ingredients, no shortcuts, just fresh butter, rich chocolate, and a recipe that's been in our family for years, more like decades. And our flavors that have just come out again for March include the chocolate mint, which is a chocolate-based cookie with the semi-sweet chocolate chips and topped with our in-house mint frosting. We got the Irish cream brownie. I brought that in last week, and I was going to take one bite just to see what it tasted like.
Oh, no.
And I just...
what happened?
I ate it all.
Oh.
I ate the whole thing. They're just so good.
You made a product that's too good, bro.
Yeah, I know. And then the lemon cookie is back.
That's my favorite one.
And this time, I don't know, was it pissed when you took it and ate it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
So it is pissed, but you can still purchase it. So skip the usual gift and send something real. Visit Kexi.com, pick out your favorite cookie or cookies, and hit send. It's really easy. That's Kexsi. Kexi.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So President Trump followed up his vow to invest billions into Greenland and create new jobs if Greenlanders decide to join the United States.
I love it.
He followed that up. He said, as I made clear during my joint address to Congress, the United States strongly supports the people of Greenland's right to determine their own future. He wrote in a post on Truth Social, we will continue to keep you safe as we have since World War II. We are ready to invest billions of dollars to create new jobs and make you rich. And if you so choose, we welcome you to be part of the greatest nation anywhere in the world, the United States of America. So great.
Operators are standing by. There's a limited time offer. Let's go.
Yep.
You want me to send you back to where you were? Unemployed in Greenland?
It seems like the perception of Greenland has changed a bit over the years. From that, with the Princess Bride in, 87, till now, a little bit different feel. Now we want it desperately. We want it. We're serious. We're going to get it.
We want it now.
One way or the other, we're going to get it, apparently. But this is great.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump announced that Ken Howry would serve as the U.S. ambassador to the Kingdom of Denmark and expressed that the U.S. taking ownership over Greenland was an absolute necessity for national security and freedom worldwide. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But he keeps bringing it up. He's dead serious about this. As far as Canada becoming part of the United States, I think he's just trolling them with that. That's just fun hyperbole from the president.
And it clearly aggravates.
Oh my gosh, they can't.
Justin Castro Turdo.
It does. It sure
Governor
does.
Turdo.
Yeah. And the new guy who's already mouthing off to us, he'll be there for 15 minutes in office and then he'll be gone. If he ever calls for that election, which I guess they expect him to soon, we'll see.
It's weird.
I know. I don't know why they can't figure this
Canada,
out.
fix your system.
Yeah. You, Britain,
Everybody.
Israel. Israel has done what? For a while, they were doing elections every other week.
Yeah.
So
you got to get it right, Pat. You just got to get it right.
Yeah.
Does
true.
Australia and India and these former British colonies, do they do it like that too? Just randomly pick a day out of a hat and be like, all right, that's when our next election is.
It's the parliamentary system.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. According to a New York Times article, Elon Musk has been clashing with President Trump's cabinet a little bit. Here are a couple of excerpts from that article. Apparently, Sean Duffy said the young staff of Doge was trying to lay off air traffic controllers. What am I supposed to do? Duffy said. I have multiple plane crashes to deal with now, and your people want to fire air traffic controllers? Oh, wow. That's pretty strong, huh? Mm-hmm. Duffy said there were not any names of fired air traffic controllers because he had stopped them from being fired. At another point, Musk insisted that people hired under diversity, equity, and inclusion programs were working in control towers. Duffy pushed back, and Musk did not add details, but said during the longer back and forth that Duffy had his phone number and should call him if he has issues to raise. The exchange ended with President Trump telling Duffy that he had to hire people from MIT as air traffic controllers. What?
Okay, I don't know if this article...
These air traffic controllers need to be geniuses.
Okay,
I
don't know if it was this article or another one I read that said the starting salary for MIT grad is $120,000.
Okay.
Starting salary for an air traffic controller is $66,000. Not sure you're going to be recruiting the MITers.
Probably not, would be my guess.
I want to know who leaked this information.
It's interesting, yeah.
Because there's a lot of detail in this story from the New York Times.
Yeah. Apparently, Marco Rubio was incensed. Here he was in the cabinet room of the White House, the Secretary of State, seated beside the president and listening to a litany of attacks from the richest man in the world. So these people are starting to resent this stuff a little bit, it seems. Seated diagonally opposite, across the elliptical mahogany table, Elon Musk was letting Rubio have it, accusing him of failing to slash his staff. You fired nobody, Musk said to Rubio, then scornfully added that perhaps the only person he had fired was a staff member from Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Rubio had been privately furious with Musk for weeks, ever since his team effectively shuttered an entire agency that was supposedly under Rubio's control.
USAID, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, it needed to go.
But in the extraordinary cabinet meeting on Thursday, in front of the president and around 20 others, details of which have not been reported before, Rubio got his grievances off his chest. Oh, good. Let's just be honest. Let's open it up and let's discuss all this and get it out there. Musk was apparently not being truthful, Rubio said. What about more than 1,500 State Department officials who took early retirement in buyouts? Didn't they count as layoffs? He asked sarcastically whether Musk wanted him to rehire all those people just so he could make a show of firing them again.
Now, I don't know if this...
Wow.
There was a thing where they let go some nuclear experts. And they had to hire them back because they didn't have the right people. I don't know if that was a dig there, but I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe. Musk was unimpressed. He told Rubio he was good on TV, with the clear subtext being that he was not good for much else.
Oh, boy.
Throughout all this, the president sat back in his chair, arms folded, as if he were watching a tennis match. Okay. After the argument dragged on for an uncomfortable amount of time, President Trump finally intervened to defend Rubio as doing a great job. Rubio has a lot to deal with, the president said. He's very busy. He's always traveling and on TV, and he has an agency to run, so everyone just needs to work together. But out of that wonderful meeting, the president made it clear that the secretaries in his cabinet are going to be in charge of their agencies. Well, yeah, that's how it should be. So the secretaries are going to be in charge, and Musk and his team can only advise. And I've heard multiple times that that's what was happening anyway, but maybe it wasn't happening quite as much as
very interesting.
It is.
And as that story said, a cabinet meeting with about 20 others in there. So one of the 20 has to have been the leak to the press, right? That's what crippled the first Trump administration in the early days, was the leaks inside the White House. We don't need... I mean, that's interesting. Right. That's very interesting, that article, and it's probably accurate. But we don't need leakers. And I don't know who divulged that information, but it's pretty darn specific.
Yeah. Sounds pretty accurate.
Might need to send Kristi Noem over there with that polygraph that she found the two leakers on the ICE raids. So we might need some polygraph, test for what you call it, the cabinet meeting people there.
So following this report, the president posted this. Elon and Marco have a great relationship. Any statement other than that is fake news. DJT. Donald J. Trump.
Thank you.
All
Mr.
right.
President.
Here you go.
It's fine then. What are you worried about?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Here's another cool thing they're doing, though. The Trump administration announced the end of a $400 million grant, or $400 million worth of several grants and contracts to Columbia University, after they failed to protect Jewish students from anti-Semitic attacks. Cuts were made by the Department of Justice, Department of Health and Human Services, and the Department of Education. That is so great. Columbia has abandoned the obligation they have to Jewish students studying on its campus. Anti-Israel protesters have organized destructive demonstrations in an attempt to force the university to divest from companies that are owned by Israelis or financially benefit Israel. The Trump administration alleges that the university has not done enough to tamp down the protests and protect its Jewish students from harassment. I think that's pretty clear. The task force is continuing to review and coordinate across federal agencies to identify additional cancellations that could be made swiftly. Good, because there's a lot more cancellations to make to Columbia. Do you know how much federal grant commitments have been issued to Columbia University?
Oh, you're going to make us ill, aren't you?
I mean, the $400 million is a drop in the bucket. $5 billion in federal grant commitments.
That hurts.
Oh, my God. To an Ivy League school. Yeah, cut them off. That's incredible. Do we need to be funding Columbia University to the tune of $5 billion? I don't think so. That's absolutely incredible. But Linda McMahon, who's obviously Secretary of Education now, says universities must comply with all federal anti-discrimination laws if they're going to receive federal funding. For too long, Columbia has abandoned that obligation to Jewish students studying on its campus. Today, we demonstrate to Columbia and other universities that we will not tolerate their appalling inaction any longer. That's great. As is the fact that ICE just arrested one of the main instigators of the radical protests that have been going on at Columbia. Palestinian activist who led a coalition of twisted radicals seeking, get this, quote, the total eradication of Western civilization, unquote. And responsible for some of the riotous protests at Columbia and Barnard College, has been arrested by ICE agents. And they're threatening to remove his green card and send him back permanently. Good. So Columbia University apartheid divest leader Mahmoud Khalil, who completed his graduate studies. Oh, good. So he got his entire education at Columbia and graduated in December. He faces having his visa revoked and his green card canceled. Please do. And he was arrested, and so they're going to send him back home. He favors the complete eradication of Western civilization. Yeah, I don't think he does belong here necessarily. Maybe that's just me. I'm a little picky that way. If you want to eradicate Western civilization, and you're not, especially if you're not from here, yeah, we need to send you home.
I feel like you need to do this segment with a brand new jacket that you got in the back of your chair.
Oh, yeah, this. Yeah, look at that.
Pat has joined the ICE immigration unit.
Dude, you got to wear that.
Yeah.
You're going to run out of time to wear it here soon. It's going to be summer.
That's right.
I want to see you on the streets.
Yeah, today might be the last day.
I think it is.
It's supposed to be 70s and 80s.
Why don't you walk through downtown Dallas today and just record while you're walking? see what kind of video you capture.
Why did I do that? Yeah, be watching for that later on today. I'm sure it'll pop up on your feed sometime. Let's be honest, we're not getting any younger, right? And if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements And they're designed to help with every health goal that you have, whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, or pumping up your testosterone, even reducing swelling in your legs. Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients, backed by clinical research, and manufactured right here in the United States of America. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com, use the coupon code PAT at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Get over to Pure Health Research, all one word, purehealthresearch.com. Go there now, explore their 45 amazing supplements, and save 35% on any of them before this deal ends when you use the coupon code PAT. Don't miss this chance to feel your best.
Pat Gray will return after this.
Got some tweets here. Jimmy Dimples tweets, MIT folks required for air traffic controllers. How about if they're just too smart to pick cotton? Will that do?
Bringing it back.
Frank Johnson's alter ego. Funding Columbia 500. Oh, no, it's not 500. It's 5 billion. And yet we have a need for student loan forgiveness? Make it make sense, please.
Right.
Scottness 31. If Mahmoud is successful in eradicating Western civilization, then his degree will be worthless. That's a really good point. Then how's he going to find a job? Yeah. I don't know, but I'm not really concerned about his employment status. I just want him out of the country. I think that'd be a really good place to start. Just to review some of President Trump's, they're trying to make a big deal out of the fact that he's gone golfing a few times. I mean, the guy has done so much so quickly, and they never cared about the amount of times that Barack Obama golfed, which was more than anybody except for, I think, Woodrow Wilson.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Woodrow Wilson golfed like almost every day of his presidency. And I think for Obama, it was only every other day. But he did the congressional address last week, of course, and brought up some things that apparently the Democrats couldn't care less about, like a 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy with brain cancer. He talked about the illegal aliens who have taken the lives of innocent American girls, teenagers. Talked about Peyton McNabb, whose athletic dreams went away because a male on the other side of the net smashed a volleyball in her face so hard that it paralyzed her on the right side of her body, caused her permanent damage, and she can't compete anymore. On the trade and investment front, the sweeping tariffs were about to go on effect, but then they didn't go into effect. And so that keeps going back and forth. We'll see how that works out. He continued pressuring Ukraine to make a deal to end its war with Russia, including temporarily suspending military aid and Ukraine's access to satellite imagery. He is also strongly considering imposing sanctions and tariffs on Russia until a peace deal is reached. And he met with 8 hostages from Gaza who thanked him for his efforts to bring them home as he listened to their stories. On the immigration front, Vice President J.D. Vance visited the southern border, took a helicopter to view Eagle Pass, which is one of the hot spots along the border. He visited a border patrol detention facility, and then they had discussions on the crackdown. President Trump took aim at the onslaught of emergency lawsuits being filed against his administration pretty much every day. And as far as the administration moves, the Treasury said it would stop enforcing burdensome Biden-era reporting requirements on small businesses. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services warned hospitals to comply with Trump's executive orders on the dangerous chemical and surgical mutilation of children or transgender surgeries and hormones. The Center for Disease Control Prevention launched a new tool to increase transparency around conflicts of interest among its vaccine advisory committee members. The Justice Department arrested the ISIS terrorist who orchestrated the murders of 13 U.S. service members at Abbey Gate, as well as 2 illegal migrants accused of running one of the largest human smuggling rings in the country. Wow. Also, the Department of Veterans Affairs and the EPA both canceled hundreds of millions of dollars worth of wasteful grants and unnecessary contracts. We mentioned that the administration cut off $400 million to Columbia University because they don't seem to care about their Jewish students. President Trump signed an executive order to ban student loan forgiveness for nonprofits that engage in substantial illegal purpose. For example, groups that flout his executive orders on diversity, equity, and inclusion, gender ideology, or illegal immigrants. I mean, there's just so many things. Made English the official language of the U.S. Set up a White House task force for the FIFA World Cup 2026, which will include some games in the U.S. And he recognized March as Awareness Month for colorectal cancer, which is exciting. That's fun. But that does kill 50,000 Americans a year, so that is a good thing.
Yeah.
Recognized Ramadan, too. Recommits to upholding religious liberty that is such an integral part of the American way of life. I mean, every week it's just like a ton of stuff. And hopefully it's just going to get better. Just scratching the surface so far.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we were just sharing some of what the president accomplished last week. So that kind of leads us into this video.
Yeah.
America is back. This from the Trump administration.
After 4 long years of humiliation, of failure at home, and embarrassment abroad, our long national nightmare is finally over. Strength is back. Common sense is back. America is back. In just weeks, President Trump has secured our border and delivered the lowest level of illegal immigration in history. Criminals are being deported. Cartels are being hunted. He's draining the swamp, slashing billions in waste at home, while closing the spigot of American tax dollars to foreign regimes. He's reopening American energy, ending regulations, and returning power to our military as he seeks to stop the endless wars across the globe. He's taking on the ruling elite and returning the rule of the people. Under his leadership, we are respected again. Thank you, President Trump, for saving the American dream. America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Yep, that's great. Love that. Some people don't understand the fact that illegal immigration is a crime. Thus, the word illegal at the very beginning of the phrase. You see, you don't say legal immigration because legal immigration is good. That's a good thing. Nobody's complaining about that. No one that I know of complains about legal immigration. The problem is the illegal part of it. But don't try telling that to Representative Jasmine Crockett. She doesn't know. Shh.
Oh.
City law enforcement, local law enforcement, they are always going after crime. And they don't say, oh, you committed a murder? Oh, but you're an immigrant? Well, let me let you go, right? So they are always focused on crime. They continue to say things like the illegals and that they broke the law coming in. But what they're not telling the American people is that it is a civil violation. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why
Yeah,
They're so frustrated because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so that's why I wanted to point out, don't give me this fake outrage about criminals roaming our streets when you guys stand 10 toes down for the biggest criminal that we have ever seen go into the White House.
Oh, jeez.
Every time. She can't help herself.
Oh, my gosh.
She got fact-checked on social media.
Yeah. Yes, it is a crime. There it is right there. So,
and then there's a section,
so
US code.
Stupid. Has there been anybody as stupid as Jasmine Crockett has been lately? It's pretty close. I mean, Sheila Jackson Lee and Hank Johnson are probably in there. Nancy Pelosi's in there somewhere, but good golly, it's hard to find somebody more butt stupid than she is. And not only do they break the law and commit a crime coming into the country illegally.
Look at all this.
But once they're here, they continue to commit crimes.
Yeah, that last one we put up there, that one applies to a certain congresswoman, but I digress.
Yeah. Oh, the marriage fraud.
Elon Omar.
That's so great. Oh, man. And by the way, what does the border look like now? We've heard about how things have calmed down just a bit under this particular president. Let's see what it looks like. CBS News just went down there.
You spent how long, going along the
About
border?
4 hours.
And how different was this trip versus past trips during
we did
different
not see
administrations?
a single migrant or asylum seeker. And typically, when we go to the U.S.-Mexico border, we at least see one group of people who are trying to cross into the U.S. illegally. We did not see a single migrant. We saw soldiers, Border Patrol agents, and National Guard troops and vehicles and barriers, but no migrants.
CBS News.
Wow.
Mouthpiece for the Trump administration, obviously.
Well, I think they're trying to say that's a bad thing. I don't know.
That's good. I like it.
That is so good. That's amazing. Because, yeah, you always see them pouring across the border. And they shamelessly pour across the border. It's like, yeah, what? You come pick us up and take us somewhere for
that's what they want.
Treatment and food and shelter. We're ready. But that's not happening so much anymore. Man, when you go from 312,000 illegal crossings in December to like 8,400 last month, something's changed. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's laying down the law. Really amazing. And again, he's done all this without new legislation. Why? Because we don't need new legislation to do this. We've already got the existing laws. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The Oversight Project says Biden used an Autopen signature on every single document he signed. Except one.
Oh.
And that was the document he signed to announce that he was dropping out of the race. That one he actually signed himself. But according to the Oversight Project, we gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same Autopen signature, except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year. The Oversight Project is questioning who controlled the Autopen because they controlled the presidency. Isn't that interesting? Following the Oversight Project findings, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey called the Department of Justice to investigate whether Biden's cognitive decline allowed unelected staff to push through radical policy without his knowing approval. So did they just push all this stuff through without his signature and they just auto-penned everything? Because that's unconstitutional. And that would make his executive orders, his pardons, and everything else he signed unconstitutional and legally void. It would undo everything he ever did if they find this to be true.
Wait.
That's amazing.
So,
wow.
Hang on, I'm looking right now because we've seen him sitting at a desk. Yeah, I'm watching him right now signing something. He's got a stack of executive orders in front of him. This is dated January 20th, 2021.
Yeah, I know, because I was thinking the same thing. I've seen him sign stuff.
Yeah.
So it must have happened from time to time
wearing
anyway.
A stupid-ass mask in the White House.
So ridiculous.
Oh, gosh. What a horrible 4 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at this. See, he's signing right there. So that right there is probably opening the border.
Yeah, probably.
And that one there, that one is mandating vaccines for government workers. No, that came later. But this one's shutting down Keystone Pipeline. That's what that one is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But,
All
I mean,
right.
he's signing these. Anyway.
Maybe that's the last time he ever did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do remember seeing him do that.
He sat, I know for a fact he has sat at the desk multiple times. Yeah, here's another one. That was also January 20th. So maybe it was just day one, and then I'm done. Hand this over to the Soros crew. The running of this nation. Man. Ooh, but Trump's
That's
overturned
something.
pretty much all of them, right?
Pretty much.
Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
No,
pretty
but
much.
seriously, there's some serious implications there for sure. If this continues, if this investigation goes somewhere, this could be. Ooh, that would be insane.
Yeah.
That would
Yes, it
destroy
would.
the nation. Honestly, we'd fall
It would be difficult. Yeah. All right. Let's talk for a minute about emergency preparedness because it is critical. We live in a world that's constantly changing in ways we don't see coming a lot of times. But one thing that will always remain the same is the need to be ready now. Some emergency preparedness vitals include emergency contacts, a plan for evacuation routes, and meeting places. A getaway bag is really good with important documents, flashlights, batteries, that kind of thing, non-perishable food. And, of course, you should really consider having a Jace case as part of that equipment. I can't recommend these highly enough. If you're the type of person who wants to be prepared when disaster strikes, you're absolutely going to want this for your home. The Jace case is a personalized emergency kit. It contains essential antibiotics and medications that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. Provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. They even have ivermectin as an add-on if you want that. So all you have to do is go to jace.com, enter their giveaway, or purchase your own case. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout and get a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jace.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So MSNBC had some guy on to talk about Ukraine, and I'm sure it's fabulous because MSNBC, everything they do is terrific. But here's what he had to say about Ukraine.
The person who's watching, who just heard you say Donald Trump is not standing up for Ukraine. What do you say to the person who says, well, I don't care about Ukraine. I want Donald Trump to stand up for America. What do you say to them?
What do you say to them?
I don't know where you got that. I mean, I don't have time for it.
Yes, but we hear it. We hear it.
Here's the thing. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in a place where you thought the Russians were the good guys? What part of America did you grow up in where they taught you the Russians were the good guys and our allies
Pause it for
were
a
the bad
second.
guys?
Nobody taught us that, moron! It's not about that! It's not our job to police the world. We don't have to do it. We're done doing that. We've done it for 100 years, and it's really gone poorly. Okay? Most of what we tried to do has blown up in our faces, and we're sick and tired of it. God, what a moron. Just because we don't want to send any more money to Ukraine doesn't mean we love Russia. What part of that can't you get a hold of? Wow, that's stupid. Wow. What part of America taught you that we have to intervene in every situation across the globe? All right, let him go. Let's see if we can get through this.
flip here that we need to continue to remind people. The Russians are the bad guys. They're raping women, they're killing children, they're bombing cities. The Ukrainians are the noble good guys. In some ways, they're more American than we are over the last couple of years. But we must stand with them in the same way we stood with the Allies in World War II.
This guy needs to wake up.
This country was founded. This is not just about Ukraine. This is about the core and the integrity of American values, and that's what he's also betraying. Not just Ukraine, he's betraying America.
I can't anymore. Why don't you look up American values? Because the people responsible for establishing them, a group of people called the Founders, told us at the very beginning to stay out of all of that stuff. That's the American value. Stay out of it. We don't need to fight everybody else's war. And we don't need to fund everybody else's war. Or anybody else's war, for that matter. God, it's frustrating.
It sure is, man. But the Ukrainian, they're more noble than we are.
In many ways. Right? In many ways, Keith. Yeah, that's... Again, you know what they were worried about before the war broke out with Russia is that the country was being run by Nazis. And corrupt douchebags. That's what the scuttlebutt was before the war. Not that they're this pristine, freedom-loving nation. I don't know that Ukraine has... They've never been that.
No.
Russia. Where's that even come from? I don't know. I'm not sure there is a good guy in this war. But, of course, we're Americans, and we have sympathy for the underdog. And Ukraine is certainly that.
The good guys are where we can get our money laundered, according to our politicians, quite frankly.
That's right.
And Lindsey Graham, of course, all over the map. He's
frustrating.
He's there to the end, fighting with Ukraine and making sure they defeat Russia for us. And then, of course, after the Oval Office meeting, Zelensky needs to resign. And now he's back to, well, we can't pause helping Ukraine because it's going to be worse than Afghanistan. Bro?
Oh, my gosh.
Just stop talking, Lindsey.
But just remember, guys, remember.
Wow. The Ukrainians are the noble good guys. In some ways, they're more American than we are.
Yeah, right.
They are more American than we are.
They're more American than we are.
Can I just say, I actually looked up the NATO treaty that could, in a hypothetical situation, drag us into this. Not if Ukraine becomes a NATO ally, but if someone like Britain shows up over there and then gets attacked by Russia, like all of a sudden an attack on one is an attack on all. Read Article 5 and Article 6. No, sir. Nope, that has to happen on British territory or on territory they occupied before July 1947, I think it was. So I don't see us getting dragged into this short of us going over there or Ukraine getting NATO membership. So have fun, Europe. Not our fight.
Man, it sure isn't. Watch that teacher video. Did we post it already?
We're going to have it on Overtime.
Yeah, we'll play it on Overtime.
All right. A guy who sitting in his car just schooling people on what the Ukraine situation is all about, how it happened, why Russia did what they did. And, they're still not the good guys to me, but there are reasons for what happened there. And almost nobody understands that. God. It's been a frustrating morning, hasn't it?
It's that hour of sleep that's still bugging you, right?
Yes, it could be.
You lost.
It could well be. I am still pissed off about that.
Oh, and
I want it to stop.
I got more potential bad news for you. The WNBA could be going on strike. Sorry.
Oh, Keith. Now that's the straw that just broke the camel's back.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know if I should tell you.
Why would you say that when I'm already in such a bad mood?
That's bad producing.
What would I do without the WNBA? I don't like the NBA, let alone the WNBA.
Yeah, but it could be going away. So.
Oh no,
it's gonna make it even.
Well, yeah. Angel Reese, she's got her own McDonald's meal deal now.
Oh, really? What's in the Angel? Is it a bunch of nothing?
No. Huh. But I've never purchased it, but I saw remnants of it in my refrigerator.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
People need to stay out your house.
I know, right?
What is going on there? That's the bigger story here.
Angel Reese has suggested a player strike is on the table if the WNBA does not meet the demands for the collective bargaining agreement.
Man, that's tough to hear. I don't care for that.
I don't care for that at all. The Women's National Basketball Association, the WNBA, has already opted out of its current CBA, meaning the deal will expire in October this year rather than in 2027. I thought we had some time.
Oh, wait. But we have to wait till October to get a strike?
I guess so.
Oh, crap. I was hoping it was like next week.
What? You mean you were hoping that it would never occur, right? Because that would mess up your viewing habits.
No, I was hoping it was going to be next week.
With a number of sticking points between players in the league office, a prolonged dispute is said to be looming. This is going to break hearts and destroy lives. Speaking on Friday, Reese claimed her fellow WNBA stars are ready to take action. She said, I need to be in the players' union meetings because I'm hearing that if the league don't give us what we want, we're sitting out. That's what she said.
Hold on. Wait, what's the quote again?
I need to be in the players' union meetings because I'm learning that if the league don't give us what we want, we're sitting out.
Oh, because the quote I have over here is, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sit in out.
Oh, really?
So it's
that's a little different.
Nuanced, you see.
Yeah. Either way, there's a doesn't that should be there that isn't. That's a possibility for real.
Oh, no.
Carrington responded. I'm not sure who Carrington is, but
another
we were
player,
talking about,
I think, that was on the show there. Yeah,
might have been.
Well, you hate to hear that.
Yeah, hate to hear it.
Because that's it. That's in October.
Wow.
So when does the season start? I'm such a big fan. I don't know. Seriously.
I know. Are we in a season right now or not?
When does the WNBA season run? Come on, let's see. Okay, May to October. Oh, no, they're going to ruin my playoff experience?
Oh, no.
What? Oh, hell no. Don't be messing with my WNBA playoff run.
Man, no kidding.
And
But, you can't expect him to play for $75,000 a year when the league continues to lose tens of millions of dollars every year and continues to be funded by the NBA.
Was that in overtime when we played the comedian breaking down how much they get paid in the WNBA if you break it down?
Yes, it was overtime.
And it's more than guys, right? Or something, right? Or is it? It's a lot.
Do we still have that? Yeah. It is a lot. I mean, they don't make the money. Even last year. Okay, even when you had the big new rookie, Caitlin Clark, you had Angel Reese, you had all these people. In the WNBA, they still lost $50 million. They were breaking all records that they ever had for attendance. Instead of 8 people at games, there were like 12 people at some of these games.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
That is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, when you did the wave, it could last over 3 seconds with the new crowd sizes. And so they were on a roll. And now you're going to shut them down?
Well, no. I wish her the best. I'm sure if she has to get a real job, she'll totally.
Well, there's a new league that's they're doing 3-on-3 basketball.
Okay.
And they're doing it in one location, I understand. And they're paying the women a pretty good wage. Like it's $225,000 or something is the average.
And you have to relocate there then, I guess?
Yeah. So, you just go there to that one location. You play all your games there. So they're saving a whole bunch of money where you don't have to move around the country and stuff. So they can afford to pay the women more.
Nice.
And so
that's
based on that league, I think they're really pissed off at the WNBA. But they're not making any money.
I see. So WNBA, if they go on strike, they still have the 3-on-3 league. If that goes under, then they could just learn to code, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. I guess so.
Huh. Okay, well, I wish them the best, and I'm going to miss them. Because, right in the middle of football
I
season.
can tell you are. Yeah.
Is normally when I like to get my WNBA playoff on.
We'll definitely have to ask Jeffy how he feels about this because his girl is out.
Yeah. Well, it would be if they... I mean, she's not
There's still
out
hope.
now, right?
There's still hope. Look, they're going to pull this thing out of the fire. They got like 6 months. We can do this, y'all.
Well, with a threat like this...
I was going to say, yeah.
They're going to put the hammer down, and something's going to happen now.
How many teams are there in the WNBA?
2.
Too many.
I bet there's... My guess is... I think there's 10. 8 or 10.
Huh.
How many?
8 or 10. 15.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait. We'll have 15 in 2026.
Will have. How many do they have now?
It's going to get
12.
derailed. 13.
12?
13 right now.
Okay.
Or 12. I don't care, but it's somewhere in there.
It's more than 1 and less than 32.
Too many.
Did you see? Man, Nebraska is in the Big Ten that has 18 teams.
Yeah.
Don't think about that too much. 15 of them make it to the Big Ten tournament. Nebraska, not one of the 15 out of 18.
Nebraska didn't even make the conference tournament?
No, it's so bad.
Man.
We suck so hard.
BYU plays Thursday in the Big 12 tournament. They got a double bye. Probably Iowa State again, but we'll see.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Beat the Godless Animals over the weekend, by the way.
I saw that.
For their 8th straight win. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot going on there.
All right. We will see you on Overtime and then right back here tomorrow morning.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.